On this expedition of Sioux Links, we uncover relics of the past.
Yeah, this just looks like an overgrown forest. Okay, look at this. There's an old bottle. I've heard there was irrigation pipes.
Oh yeah, you can see all kinds of them.
Can you really?
Yeah.
Charlie's used to being in the woods though, looking for balls. So he's right.
Found some out here.
Did you really?
Yeah.
The legends surrounding this lost golf course were impressive, and we couldn't help but wonder what secrets it held. What can we find? We follow the twists and turns of the course.
Look at this thing. I've never heard of this.
Never giving up hope. A Good Miss Beyond the Green, a podcast based in Okoboji area, posted on Facebook about it, and I reached out about wanting to come out and film the adventure on site. The area we were talking about is on the west side of the lake near the Wahpeton Canals in the Gull Point State Park. This is now DNR land. The journey to find this course has been an adventure in and of itself. I met Nick and Charlie of A Good Miss Beyond the Green podcast, and we drove to meet Jim Koenig. They have been uncovering more tidbits after the Dickinson County Historical Society posted some photos on Facebook of the course. We trekked through dense forests and crossed canals, but it's all worth it for the chance to find a course that's been lost to time. We've heard stories from locals about this course, how it was once a gem of the area, but was left to decay and forgotten as the years went by. But we're determined to uncover its secrets and see if we can bring its story back to life. Despite not finding many artifacts or remnants of a golf course, we believe that we've started to uncover some of the facts about the course, trying to figure out the layout of the course with boots on the ground. If you have any more details about the West Okoboji Golf and Country Club, we'd love to tell more about this story so it doesn't just get lost in the forest. And now, follow along as we step back in time and explore an abandoned golf course.
It was several years before we noticed that this was a parking lot here.
Oh, yeah. Back then.
Yeah, I'm guessing, because the second clubhouse was way up on Harpin.
Sure. Is there a house there now?
Yeah, that's where the DNR has all the seasonal rangers stay for the lake patrol. So they're staying up there now.
Yep.
And then the first one, it would be a hike to get there, but it's possible. The first clubhouse was on 86, and back then 86 was a gravel road.
32 was it called 32 back then?
I think it might have been.
Yep.
Yeah. And then if you walk back, see there's a bike trail that goes right by there. And the clubhouse was probably 150 feet or 100 feet off the bike trail as you're heading this way off to the left.
So. Nick mentioned that this was what 1917 and 1947. Is that correct?
Yeah, 1917 is when the first one was a guy by the name of, I'll have to look on the paper.
Stearns?
John, no, his name was Hedgens.
Okay.
The guy that's, the story was they were trying to promote the lake in 17. And he went to Sioux City to promote it, So he was telling them, fishing, yeah, great. And he got, these guys, the big shots in Sioux City, well, how about place to stay? Yeah, place to stay, and it's very reasonable. And I mean, all the good stuff. Did it have a golf course? No. Oh, well, I think we'll just go to Nebraska.
Forget the lake. We need a golf course.
So he came back here and really promoted it, and said, "Okay, we got to get a golf course going." So then he got to back way up. This canal was dug in 1912 by a guy named A.J. Beck. I'm sure you know all that stuff. And this was going to be the Little Venice. That's pretty much. And so the whole thing was dug. They had a steam shovel with 5 steam engines in it, working 24 hours a day, taking out 2,000 yards a day, and it really never materialized. But A.J. Beck is the one that started it, and he also had Crescent Beach. He also had, where the tower is there, High Point Hacienda. Yep. You probably know about that.
Yep. I don't know if we just need Jim Koenig. This is who we're talking to, the resident expert, we're told. I don't know, for the video, we're just for reference for people watching. Miller's Bay is right there. Crescent Beach is right there. Goal point right over here.
These are the Wahpeton canals.
The Wahpeton canals that we're talking about. I didn't know they were dug in 1912. I figured they were done in a lot sooner than that. That's probably why they're so
No,
shallow.
the fingers were in the 70s.
Okay, that's what I thought.
So this was original.
This is the original canal that goes up. There were 5 openings
Okay.
to the lake.
Okay,
Sure.
So
Now
this
there's
is the part they
basically
were
only
teeing
about
off
3.
over here. I was trying to figure it out on that side. It's like
Yeah.
at one point they were hitting over a creek.
Yeah. Several times.
So there was a ton of water then, as far as hitting over top of it.
Yeah, but here's the thing I still don't understand. You see there's a bog back in there?
What's that? A bog? Yep.
They raise carp in there.
Okay. Oh, here they do.
And mosquitoes.
Good deal. And mosquitoes.
And there's no way they could hit a golf ball over that. So they had to be down farther and then it went all the way back. The golf course went all the way back up to almost
the road.
The road, 86 going way up there too. So, and then in 1917 it was a 9-hole golf course.
Sure.
And then when the clubhouse burned down, I think in 33 they went to an 18-hole.
And everything burned down back then.
Yes.
Everything. All of our resorts are in the area.
Hacienda, the floating mansion, everything.
Sure, it's all
burned
candlelight
down,
too, so that's probably why. One lightning strike will take out anything.
That's right.
What was I going to ask you too? Oh, bent grass. So it was bent grass, which Brooks is bent grass, the best kind of golf grass you can grow for a golf course. And I'm just thinking of I guess I've heard there was irrigation pipes.
Oh yeah,
back
you
there
walk back
somewhere.
there, you can see all kinds of them.
Can you really?
Yeah.
Man, if we had some time, we could maybe go on a hike.
Well, I could just take you a little ways back.
Okay, yeah. Is that fine with you?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm mobile.
I'm just on my 11th week of an ankle replacement.
Oh no.
It's just starting to.
So this was a parking lot back then.
Yeah.
Who planted all the trees? Would that have been, did it just grow, or was
I think they just grew.
did the Boy Scouts have to
No, this is yeah. See that. This,
No remnants.
It was like you said. You probably know it. You know as much about it, looking research as me probably. In 47, see, after World War II, they couldn't, as a golf course, they couldn't make it.
That's what I imagined when Nick
So
were talking about
that's,
that earlier.
and then it was about 5 years later, after the golf course folded up, that the Boy Scouts built it
took over.
and took over.
So you said 42 when it was pretty much dissolved.
Yeah,
Right.
They tried for a year after the war.
Yeah, I saw somewhere the owner at that time said we aren't going to win the war playing golf.
Yeah.
And they donated to the Boy Scouts. So they were supposed to do basic training out here.
Yes, they were. It was going to be a bombing, I think, for some type of
Oh,
bombing.
good.
Yeah, I don't
I'm sure
know.
that would have
But
gone well.
And they were going to farm and all the beef was going to go overseas.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I've just read the articles and
Okay, we can walk back here. You can see some of it. There's pipe all over out here.
irrigation in then. Remember back
I
then?
mean, trying to go through two big wars and keep a golf course got to be.
It's true. It'd have been the first one too.
Yeah, yeah, it would have been both of them.
World War, not just.
Aubrey then?
Yes, and I wanted to get over and talk to him.
I gave him a call, but he didn't return my call.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
Well, depending on what phone number you have.
I don't know. It was probably just the one from his website, but it looked a little outdated.
Yeah, because he won't answer that one.
Oh, he won't? Okay.
And he just moved to care center.
Oh, he did?
Yeah.
He's 97.
He's not in the same place that he was.
Well, when you get that old, it seems like with my grandpa, he remembered more from back then than he did yesterday.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
Talking about a guy, he was a caddy.
Okay.
In fact, most of my information that I got was from all.
It was from him, yeah. He's like the Lakes area historian, I guess you'd say.
Cool. Now this just looks like an overgrown forest in here, doesn't it, right now?
Charlie's used to being in the woods, though, looking for balls, so he's right up.
And I found some out here.
Did you really?
Yes. In fact, I put one of them in a crotch of a tree someplace.
Was it like old featheries, or I mean, like
I can't remember.
Yeah, that's true. Like, what style of golf ball would it even be?
Okay, we're getting close.
Because they moved a lot of dirt right here too, to build that berm up. So were you just, did you get an aerial map and kind of just walk back here and gauge where you were?
Before I just was, most of it's just walking around.
So that was the clubhouse right there, the second one.
Yeah, right up there.
Huh. Yep.
Okay, so we're close.
To where it was?
To where the well is.
Oh, the well.
That's what we're looking for.
Like pipe, or what are we looking for, Jim?
Yeah, there's pipe too.
How'd they mow it?
Back then?
Yeah.
This is beyond
You know, somewhere I read, it was the Indian Hills one, that they were pulling mowers with like oxen or something.
Really? That would have been
here too.
in Shaw Heights.
So with horses,
That's how they used to do it.
Horses.
Wow.
Unbelievable, isn't it?
Yeah, it really is.
You would think that would do so much damage to it, but
Especially when it was wet.
yep.
But you know, we have a lot of nice things right now that I can mow easily.
Oh my gosh.
Back then, how else do you do it?
Huge conveniences we have.
Yeah, times have changed.
I'm actually just impressed that it has that it had irrigation.
Yeah.
You know, the course I golfed on as a kid did not have any irrigation and still doesn't. Yeah.
Where did you grow up?
Butte, Nebraska.
Okay.
I think the next one, I think Indian Hills was after.
Yeah,
they started
Hinshaw
with
Heights
strong
was,
right
was
after
what
this.
it was. Huh.
This is kind of a low spot here, isn't it? It almost seems like this could be a well area.
But the well is a definite.
So it was like one ran that way. Two, I think you had to hit over a creek. And then the new 9 was out there.
In
Right,
that,
Jim,
in
was
that
that-
field more.
Was the new 9 out by the highway, or was that
Probably.
the old 9?
And then the one ended up 18 right up here.
Yeah.
6,000 yards.
That's
It's pretty
So
substantial.
for back then, I was.
Back then,
Yeah, I think that's pretty long.
And they held the Iowa Open here, the Iowa Amateur,
yeah.
Iowa Women's Amateur,
It was,
the Iowa Pro.
Wow.
it was big for
here. Yeah, there's nothing. No remnants of a golf
It would
course.
be awesome to find a golf ball out here, wouldn't it?
Yeah. Or come out with. I mean, if it was me, you'd probably find broken clubs everywhere.
Yeah, if
Into
that
the
was you,
trees.
you'd have broke a bag.
Come out with a metal detector.
So crazy.
And it's a
The well.
It's a well that big around.
Mm-hmm.
You know, a plate.
Yeah, like a plate on top. So, do you own any of this land out here? How much do you own?
Nothing, just right next to my house.
Right next to your house, just like a regular property would be. So this is more the state park.
This is all DNR now.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, at least it's nice that it's still open to the public and not like developed or something, I guess.
Yeah, now you know it's.
Okay, look at this. There's an old bottle. Part of a bottle.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Do you knew much about the use of the course? Were they busy all the time back then? Have you read anything about that?
It's what?
Oh, nice.
Were they fairly
Whole
busy
bottle.
back then with this course? Do you have any idea on that?
On what?
Funny.
How busy they were?
Oh, I think it was pretty busy. Yeah.
Because it was the only one here at that point.
See, and I do all my winter walking. Here's the deer trails here.
Oh, yeah.
So,
West Okoboji Golf and Country Club.
yep.
And it was $20 to be a member, I think, was what I saw. And then like $25 for a family.
And it was, I think, A.J. Beck sold it to the golf
Yep.
club.
250 shares at $100 a piece.
Right, and he was one of the first ones to. Beck was one of the first ones to join up. So.
Yeah.
That's funny. That's 100 years ago, Beck was the developer, and you're looking at it now.
Oh, he was big. He was a big
Well,
developer.
and Beck's one of the biggest And,
But
you know, biggest companies we
the
have.
thing
right
that's
now.
unbelievable is none of these trees were here.
Right.
I mean, some of the huge ones were.
Yeah.
But
60 years worth, you know, these littler ones could easily pop up, you know?
yeah.
But they're pretty tall.
Yeah, 70 years of growth.
Yeah.
Let's walk back here again. We're going to come across.
We're gonna find it.
We're going to come across it.
Oh, I was thinking on the way over, it's like a apocalypse. This is what golf courses will look like when we're gone.
When we're gone.
So did they draw from the lake? They would have had to, right?
They did from, no, I think these wells.
The wells probably had a lot of it to do with it, yeah.
The wells that they
Well,
here.
and I was wondering if there was a pond. I mean, there's, you know, there's that, like you said, that swamp, marshy thing. Maybe.
You don't have to dig very deep over here to get to water.
Well, that's true. It's a very shallow well.
Hickory shafts, I'm assuming, is what they were using with mashy,
Yeah.
hickory shafts, whatnot.
That'd have been cool to find one.
I'm sure it's out. There's stuff out here
Yep.
in the spring.
Yeah.
True. There's a lot of, I don't know what this is. Is that clover?
Charlie.
Did you have any
Yeah.
pictures or old stuff?
Yeah, we'll get to that when I get back.
Yeah. Isn't that the truth?
Well, from what we got.
No, it's all good. Was it men's only, or was it open? Was it men's only, or was it just an open club?
It started out, I think, men's only.
Yeah.
Nope, that's a mushroom. I thought it was a bull.
There's several of them that look like that, actually. Yeah. Throwing me off.
Two golf balls.
They were hitting drivers that look like our hybrids.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. This is the thing that I'm not sure of. When you look at the map, it's hard to figure out where everything was.
Absolutely. But I think you're right. Like, from what I could tell from those aerials, it's like you look for the bigger trees as like the edges of the fairways.
It reminds me of like two sets of nines, like Brooks had.
Yeah.
One was in the trees, one was out in the.
Good point.
Did you go to that web? There's like a website out there where you can look at aerials from. So that was in 1930, and then 20 years later, when it was no longer a golf course, it was already the growth.
Yeah, the 20 years. In 20 years, how much it had already grown in.
Right. And then I think this was in the 70s when there was probably 60s, 50s. That looks earlier than that, but
Yep. I do remember seeing that one.
yeah, I really wanted to get a hold of that caddy.
Oh gosh.
I saw he was born in 1920,
Yeah.
so he would have been in his, at 12 years old.
Teens. Yep. Looking out here.
If you want to come in, we can look at the maps. And
Sure.
see if we stood off and
So it goes all the way back. That was all parking right here. I mean, that's what this is right here. I mean, this did not get taken out.
yeah, we remodeled this in 19.
He
Seven, I think. Because this was just a fishing.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah, Kevin.
That's the picture of it after it was burned.
And this is when it was turned over to the Boy Scouts. So that's how I think that was their picture.
Okay, that's me. Yeah.
That's the Boy Scout camp. So was this a map you found, or is this one you kind of
No, that's
together?
one original one that somebody had.
looked like somebody drew it on a bar
Before I
napkin?
even got the one that is the
The one with the details, and
for what the details are on it.
there's a key on it, that one.
That one.
And what's crazy is this road is still here.
Whether that road is what, I don't know.
Well, that was how I found.
I think it's over. Yeah.
That's how I found
You
that
think that's
building.
Harpin?
Yeah.
Yeah. Because let's see. Get it facing the right way.
Yeah, this would be the right way, because
There's that little loop right there. Yeah.
Yep, right there, that loop. Because you look at the aerials. So I don't know if you've probably seen.
So we're on this side, right? Right here.
We're right at that little bump
Right here at the bottom.
So this is what I always held it
we're
up
at right
to.
now.
Right in here.
Is that's an aerial from 1930.
So of course.
And then if you hold it up like this,
Behind, yeah.
so there's the clubhouse. This is when they moved the clubhouse up there.
The one up here.
Yep.
Yep.
I think it's like that.
Okay.
Because it would go one was down, 2 was back, 3 was over. So there you go. There's 2 was a dog leg left. Some of the holes are like 400 yards, which.
Well, I mean, you said 6,000.
Yeah, and it goes way back, you know,
Yeah.
to there.
God, man, I wish it. Well, and if you look at the colored aerials going back then, you can see which trees are oldest because of the shade.
You don't see as many trees there.
No, and then here, this is. I have one next. That's in 1950.
Yeah.
So you could tell the trees are. That was obviously it wasn't a golf course anymore.
Did you get this one?
So, like I said, just a little information.
The old track.
It was Frank Heldridge who started the idea of this golf course.
So it's got numbers. So there's 12, there's 17.
And then
think I did
they
see
bought
this
it from
one.
AJ
Yeah,
back,
this one.
and he was a
One's here,
member.
so we're up. This is where that old.
How'd you
And
get your
so it's
information? Did you get it from
Back over here, yeah.
from Aubrey or just kind of
Some of this,
research?
some of this I actually got from the treasurer's office or the
Really?
auditor, I believe. She took me down and
No kidding.
yeah, she would.
Well, I'm sure.
So in 1933 is when they expanded it to the, and that was they moved it to up there after the fire.
Fire.
And then in 1933 it was sold to, I got a DM Stearns from.
Yeah. Yep. Stearns was the name I had heard of.
And the fingers in the canal I got were dredged in 1968. Those
Okay.
fingers, so that was all.
So those fingers is what he's talking about here. Is these ones over here? The fingers of the canal.
Okay. Yep.
I wish there was a scorecard. I've been scouring the internet.
Nobody's had
for
a scorecard.
scorecard.
Never come up with a scorecard.
Unless they didn't, do a scorecard. They just wrote it on a piece of paper back then. Who knows?
You have to just keep it in your head.
Yeah.
And that's bad because nobody remembers.
Right.
No, I try to forget most of mine. You know.
7.
Well, what's funny is my mom from Hinshaw Heights, back in the old days with Indian Hills, she has a scorecard from when my grandpa got back from the war and went and played.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
You probably have most of this too, I suppose, from the. A lot of this is Aubrey LaFoy's.
Okay. Yeah, I wish he would have called. I wish I could have got his phone number and called him because he was the caddy.
Association memberships were sold for $15, which gave them a full privilege of the grounds and clubhouse for both husband and wife, and permitted both to play golf.
$15.
Children under 18 is $5. Ages 18 to 20-year-old paid 10, and parents were members.
So what do you think that the country club memberships would be? What would you get with it?
Yeah, what all was it?
I don't know.
Yeah,
It looked like a really fancy clubhouse.
It was
for the time,
Another
you know?
interesting thing, where the old clubhouse, like, on 86, if you drive on 86, you'll see you got to look, there's a gate.
Okay. Oh,
You can't get into it. It's,
like the stone pillars?
no, it's down here.
Okay.
It's between Crescent Beach, the Crescent Beach turnoff,
Sure.
and turning into Miller's Bay just coming up
Yeah.
here. About halfway in between there, you'll see a big metal gate. You can walk back, you walk back in there, you walk past the trail, the bike trail, and then walk another 100 feet. That's where the golf club was, and there's junk back in there, but you have to go back across a fence to find it. It's like when the place burned down, they just piled a bunch of stuff in there, so.
That might be worth a trip back there. Yeah. Oh, I have a metal detector too.
I was going to say, if you mentioned metal detector, that would be...
But as far as where the golf club where it was, it's
Long gone.
it's flat, it's grass growing over it, but but there aren't too many trees over where it was.
Well, what's crazy too, I was looking at one of the pictures and it said going up 9 fairway. You probably have it in here somewhere. And it was just wide open field.
So 9 fairway was back up here on the side,
Let me
right?
see, I got it here.
Yeah. 9, and then
Number
10
9
goes down
fairway.
the right.
So this is the picture they had at the.
Or 9 started
Okay.
down here, tee box.
Yes.
They might have
Yeah.
rerouted it
And then
too
there's
once
the
they
green
built the new 9.
Yeah, and it's
No
Back up-
trees
back up
to
No
towards the
trees at all.
Totally
That's why I
bare.
see that
Yeah.
picture. Then I look at it and it's like, holy moly. That's not that one.
so what kind of, we have mostly cottonwoods in here or some oak?
Oh, a lot of ash, and that's going to be
Well,
a disaster.
I was wondering if there's ash too.
Yeah, look at here. Those are all ash right there.
Yeah, they're going to be a mess.
So
pretty
here's
soon.
the
Yeah,
Hinshaw
there's
High
ash, yeah.
scorecard from 52.
But
that
oak
one's-
will
this
be
one-
good.
this
So
one
you have a
says
scorecard.
490
This, not from this golf course.
Yeah.
That would have been
Oh, okay.
Indian Hills.
And that's what's
Okay,
kind of wild.
yeah.
That doesn't look like it's that far, but
And
that's
then,
what it really is.
That was
It looks
the
like 9's a touch longer.
brochure.
And then 13's.
And Hinshaw Heights was what?
Indian Hills.
Indian Hills.
Yeah, what a cool,
Yep.
cool deal.
So
Oh yeah, you got a lot of good stuff there too.
Do you golf at all?
About once a year.
Once a
That's
year?
my favorite picture right there from, that's supposedly
Yeah.
out here somewhere.
They had a couple of videos on.
Yeah.
Did you see
That's
those?
so wild. Yeah, I dubbed some doo-bop music over it.
Yeah, like it's like the 35 millimeter, or what do they call it? Right?
I don't know.
Like film. It's probably
Yeah.
film. Yeah, and there was no sound to it, right?
So this was my grandpa back when Brooks
Oh,
was
really?
brand new. Cigarette and no shirt.
Yeah.
Probably frown upon
Looks
that
like
now.
he's put together pretty good. too.
That was-
Oh,
well,
Grant.
right-
Yeah, I mean, right after the war.
Right after the
Put
war.
together there.
Yeah, he's out there smoking a dugan, hitting
Yeah.
balls. No problem.
So tell me again how you get back there on 86.
So it's between, he says between
Yeah.
between Crescent Beach and the Millers Bay entrance, so this way.
Okay.
There's a fence somewhere.
A gate.
The gate.
And then you just walk
Yeah,
back there.
it's marsh on both sides of it. The gate's the only thing that you can walk in at the gate. Walk back. You walk past the concrete bike trail.
Bike trail, yeah.
Keep walking because it's an open path going back. Then it's a walking path.
Okay.
You go back on that walking path, and there's a
Just a big junk pile.
big opening where the country club was. Then if you walk back on the trail a little bit more, coming this way, you'll see a old woven wire fence and barbed wire fence,
Sure.
and you got to kind of walk back in there, and that's where all the junk is.
Is that DNR ground?
Yeah.
Okay, so you can walk back there. I don't want to step
Yeah,
on any
we don't want to be
toes.
trespassing here.
And some gal, it was Mary Krieg, or what's the gal's name at the museum?
Mary Kennedy?
No, in Spirit Lake.
Oh, Mary Dreyer.
Mary Dreyer. She
Yeah.
was telling me there's a tee box somewhere. She goes, oh, if you look, there's a walking bench there, and then there's an old tee box.
Yes,
Where's that?
that would be.
She goes, you cross the bridge, and
Yeah. Oh yeah, you did say that. Yeah.
Okay, I got to figure out where we are.
on a map that's 80 years old, at least.
Well, then some of the comments I was reading, like, this isn't very accurate. This
Yeah.
is hand drawn, obviously.
But are they going to have a
It's
topographer
not,
out here?
it's not perfect.
It's not going to be to scale.
Basically, it
No.
is. It's on the walking. It's on. If you probably haven't been there. There's a.
Oh, so
Is
we're
it the Barney walking trail
that's the clubhouse. So that's right there.
right over there?
So
Right.
we're right here.
Yeah, and there is like a little bridge
Yep.
that I feel like is still there on the aerial maps I've seen.
Okay.
Yeah, and I think that's probably part of that Barney walking trail.
It is.
Yeah.
Right. And then there's a chapel back here too.
No.
A physical, real?
Chapel.
No kidding.
Like back in the woods?
Yeah.
So when was that built? I mean, what is it?
And why? For who's
'Cause they had to
The Boy
pray on their
Scouts.
back nine.
The Boy Scouts built it in
there you go.
in 63, I believe, in memorial of a Boy Scout.
So is it just like is it in ruins or is it still standing? Jeez, I never knew that was back there.
You got time?
Yeah,
Well, there's so many dang trees out there. You
I
can't
know.
see anything out
if,
there.
If your ankle's good, I mean, Charlie
it's-
might have to take off a little bit. Are you good to head back
I'm
there?
good. Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, that's a good spot. Somebody's oh, gotcha.
you ever talked to anybody at the DNR station? Do they have any old stuff from?
Yeah, I have talked to them. No, as far as once not too much before they got it. Other than we had it before. I got a lot of that stuff from them.
But no old clubs or any equipment or anything. That's a bummer.
Kind of is, isn't it?
Looking without looking. So did you play Landman last year or this year?
We did both.
Did you?
Yep. We have a video coming out just probably this week from our experience this year. Oh, jeez. Well, somebody's got ambitious endeavors. Well, that's not much of a rake anymore, is it?
No.
That's a pretty crappy rake.
Yeah, I told a buddy that he just went down and played it. And, everybody's like, whoa.
I know.
And I said, honestly, the views and the layout with the 10.
Yep.
I was like, play a lot of nice golf courses. I give it a 6. Well, yeah, and I just, the greens were,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well,
I thought it was goofy golf. I hit
It is.
I hit too many good shots and I got penalized for it. I'm not a fan of it.
There's some irrigation right there.
You see some?
An irrigation pipe.
Oh, there's a pipe right here, yeah.
Oh, interesting. I wouldn't have guessed that was.
That's an irrigation pipe leading back over here. Maybe the well's over there. Or maybe the well's back over to the left.
Yeah, I don't know.
Huh. I like that this trail's marked.
That was what that rake was for. That's why it's
Yeah.
seen better days.
Yeah. It's been beat up.
They did this kind of recently.
Did they?
It's cool. Wish I had this in my backyard.
Right.
I'd carve out a couple holes. Much to the DNR's
Dismay.
chagrin. Well, I think I was Indian Hills. Well, what it was, Pentagrin or whatever you said it was called before. They actually used
Hinshaw High.
Hinshaw.
Yep.
They actually used metal cans as like their holes.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I mean that would make sense.
It does make sense, doesn't it?
Take coffee can.
Yeah, it's coffee can. That's what it was exactly.
There's the chapel.
Oh wow!
So it's real.
Look at this thing.
I've never heard of this.
See, and this is the main walking trail here.
Okay.
So this is all.
And it's mowed.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Look at that.
Never knew this
some
was
kid
that.
named Cornelius or something like that. That guy who
Built the chapel for him.
Grandpa was one of the first.
Yep.
Huh. Nothing in there? Huh? Nothing in there.
no. There's windows on the other side. You know.
Doug Koenig. My mom doesn't know this. These trees are all, I mean, I bet those two big ones right there are original, but I bet all this is.
Yeah. These
No.
ones that are all about 6 inches in diameter are
Yeah.
just growth. Yeah.
Oh, 1942.
This is really neat. Can you imagine coming up here as in a Boy
there's windows
Scouts?
over here.
Yeah, right.
This path right here then goes down to the bridge
Yeah, that's what I was
Bridge
wondering.
that goes across the canal.
Okay.
That's the main one that would separate the two sides of the golf course.
Something. Okay. Yeah, I really don't know where I'm at in here.
No.
You know, that's my thing. It's kind of wild. I should actually look at my GPS
let's see.
and kind of know.
Yeah, well, the main clubhouse is right over
there.
Right over there.
There's a picture that I saw of somebody hitting across
Yeah.
the creek. You've probably seen that one too.
But that's the thing I don't understand. Where there were about 4 or 5 bridges going across here then.
Yeah.
But if you look, if you look at the map, that bog in the center, there's no way they're going to hit a ball across.
Well, that's where that's to the south of us.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so this has all been redeveloped. So you think it's developed? There's right? Isn't there houses right in here?
No.
That's where we were.
That's where we were?
Yeah.
Okay, so we turned around like this. Which way are we? Which way is this way's north. That way is north. Okay. So we looped. Where's your home at? So Dakota Drive.
On Dakota Drive, yep.
We're pretty close to it then.
Oh, we would have been right in. Number 2 is right here.
That could be, yeah.
Number 2 is a dogleg left. That goes up that way. So number 2 is right there. And that would have been the pro shop. The clubhouse. So if you pull up.
Yeah. So this is the part of the forest I was hoping we could actually kind of pick things out, because I felt like it was kind of open in here, and the clubhouse is here.
And
So where they got to start somewhere around here.
This is about the only opening that by the clubhouse there's a big opening too.
Yeah, you're saying that, and I did see that from the maps.
So clubhouse number 2, we're right here.
Yep. That's what I thought. It's like, I bet we can find somewhat of an opening here. And
so number 1 ran this way.
Right back in there.
Yep. Because number 1 green, 1 going there. John over to. They had to walk some distances to the tee.
It kind of feels like it, doesn't it? And there's probably no golf carts back then either.
No.
Yeah, and like I say, to find an exact tee box or anything, they're so covered up and there's so many hills and valleys, and the greens would be completely gone. So
and they probably wouldn't exactly be flat tee boxes like we're expecting, elevated.
No, right, no.
Yeah,
a mowed out patch.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
So this right here, this just loops around and meets at the bridge, and then there's another path that goes right back up to the clubhouse. Or no, I should say to the parking lot.
Parking lot there, yeah.
You know where the parking lot is.
Because I seen there's the Barney part, a Barney trail. Yeah,
that's the bog you were talking about right there that they wouldn't have been able to go around. They were.
Yep.
Yeah, so this is probably the creek they were hitting across.
Yeah.
The one that.
Yeah, it's right here.
They can hit across that, but
We're here looking that way. The tee box is here. The green would have been up there, and there's the
slough.
The slough.
Yep, and then there's the bog on the other side of it.
So yeah, we would have been on the right side of 2 fairway right now.
Yeah, they're probably pumping out of the canal.
Huh.
Okay, here's where it flips and goes. This will just loop around back to the chapel again. This goes down to the bridge right here.
Okay. Well, let's do the bridge if you're up for it, just for a...
Well, we don't have to walk very far.
Yeah. Sweet.
Hello.
All right.
Yeah, we don't got to walk very far. Yeah, so I think 3, I teed off on this side of it. If I'm reading it right, when the pictures, I feel like it teed... One of them teed off...
Over the water.
Over this little... the canal here.
So there's where you can see where they would not shoot across there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Golly, I want to go, if it wasn't so nasty, I would go in and look for balls.
No, because if you look, here's what you're looking at here. See this canal going here?
Yeah.
But there's another one going around here, and they don't meet on the other side.
Okay. That's I believe that. That's what it does look like.
You wouldn't be getting across all that.
Yeah. Really good spot for golf holes, though.
Yeah.
Going around this little the canal they built.
So here you go, number 2 canal.
And which way are we looking?
I don't know, that's the issue. So
yeah, that picture is hard to
here's
tell.
A bridge. So I don't know. which way they'd hit.
Right.
I don't either.
And over the years, all the trees have been falling in and digging. I mean, we spent a couple of days just taking trees out that fell across here, you know, floating them and tying them up. And then there was a guy back here that during the winter really took it seriously. He went back and he was cutting, because there were trees that big around across the canal.
Just to clean it up.
Because this right now is a popular place for kayakers.
I can see why.
Yeah.
I wonder what the fishing's like back here.
Be shooting across the canal because it's way up on a hill.
Interesting.
And it's probably a couple 100 yards that way.
Well, maybe that it could even be like a picnic shelter or just like a slab that they.
Well,
Halfway
I don't
house.
think.
Halfway house.
And then you were saying that picnic place where there's a picnic bench, that's probably quarter mile
Oh,
that
okay.
way up.
For 6 hours, I'm looking at the aerials, and then I'm like, man, it wasn't a lot of land for a golf course, really.
It is when you start.
Right, it is,
When
yeah.
you think about back there, it feels like this part of it was really the picturesque part.
As long as we're this far, when the Boy Scouts were here, they had their place where they put their canoes and everything. Right here.
Oh,
That
yep.
shelter thing. So that was all built when it was a Boy Scout camp.
And they would use to do some canoeing in there. Look at these old trees back there. People
Yeah,
climbing
I'm
those.
gonna get the metal detector. I'll come back here one day.
Right.
Okay.
It comes out in the spring every year. It's just an annual publication that we do with 130 courses enlisted in there, and coupons and stuff like that.
This building right here is what I keep trying to find out if that was any part of the original 1933 to 47.
Looks pretty old.
Yeah,
Yeah, did they use cinder blocks back then?
I don't know.
I don't know either, just thinking out loud.
Good question. We retraced our steps and chose the path towards the location of the second clubhouse and the DNR Summer Lodge. Behind this site, I found a crusty top flight ball, and Nick found a medicine bottle that he dated to the 1920s in sort of a junk pile trash area. That was really the only artifacts we found. Thanks for joining us on this adventure, guys. We hope you enjoyed as much as we did. Remember to comment, like, and subscribe for more unique golfing experiences like this. See you next time.